You guys know that I will always bring you the best mobile games that you should be playing, the newest mobile games, or even the newest games on Steam that you could play for free. But I don't typically tell you about my personal favorite games that I play on mobile over the years. So today I decided to kick back and share with you my 10 favorite mobile games of all time. And I'll tell you, there are a few on this list that you may not be aware of, that you may not know, some hidden gems we could call them. So let's dive into my top 10 favorites of all time on mobile. The first game on today's list is Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans is the game that got me into mobile gaming. It's the game that got me to become a full-time YouTuber, the one that took me away from being a teacher and made me dedicate my life to making videos for all of you here. I was involved in the mobile esports scene because of Clash of Clans, working with ESL, working with Supercell, and honestly traveling the world. But the question is, why is Clash of Clans so addicting? Why does everyone love to play this game after 10 years? And that's because the game is smooth, the progression is beautiful, gameplay is quick and satisfying, and you could play with the community, with other people, building relationships inside of the game. The game has gotten better year after year, and I predict that it's going to continue to do that as time goes on. It's never too late or too early to jump into Clash. Next on the list is PUBG Mobile, and this is the mobile shooter that brought esports to the mobile scene in the biggest way. PUBG Mobile is one of the first battle royale shooters to ever be played on mobile, and it's the one that made it so darn popular and really survive over the years. PUBG Mobile took so many people away from the game Clash of Clans and brought them to the shooter space as they played this one. Now, I have to admit, I did play quite a bit of PUBG Mobile myself. I put out nearly 100 videos on this channel right here about this game and really did enjoy it. I even competed in the PWK, the player well-known first ever tournament for PUBG Mobile, and my team won. Unbelievable, I couldn't believe it myself. But if you're looking for a battle royale shooter, you gotta go with the first one ever created and the one to make it big, which is PUBG Mobile. Rules of Survival was actually the first one, but PUBG is the one that made it really massive. Now we can't forget about another Supercell game, Clash Royale. This is your style game where you're going to be taking down other towers and really using strategy, teamwork, and of course, your deck to, as they say, outsmart your enemy. This is a game that I've been playing for years, and it's actually still on my phone to this day, and I play it on the daily, just casually, of course, for fun. It's always fun to unlock new cards, to be able to create new decks, and defeat old opponents. It's also one of the games that gets you so fired up and angry when you lose. I never have raged like I rage inside of Clash Royale. Either way, this is a really great game. It's fun to this day, and of course, it's a Supercell game, so you know it's always going to be on point and getting those updates to keep it fresh. Now here's a game you may not have expected to be on the list today, and that is Shadowgun Legends, one of my favorite shooters on mobile of all time. This one does it a lot different than others, and it feels more like a Destiny style game than a PUBG style game. Here, there is PvP, but there's also a massive PvE element to the game as well, and it's really going to bring you into a world that is just out of this world. Whether you're going into battle solo against all of the alien enemies with new weapons all the time, or if you're going to be going into the PvP element of the game with friends, the game does not disappoint. It's brought to us by Mad Finger Games and has been out for quite a while, to be honest, but it still stands the test of time as one of my favorites. It is just absolutely so much fun to play. Now remember guys, these are my personal favorites. I may be missing a genre that you're into because it may not be a genre that I'm into. If you have one of those games, let me know what they are in the comments section below. I'll be sure to check them out and maybe look at them and feature them in an upcoming video. And what do you know, another Supercell game? I'm talking about Brawl Stars. This is our 3-player top-down objective-based shooter game that really is another one that's done so well. Quick rounds that are super fun with different brawlers, all with different abilities. You could play with teammates, and as you should, to really complete those objectives and do your best to win those battles. This game's a ton of fun, has an active esports scene as well. If you're looking for a top-down objective-based shooter, there's literally no better option then Brawl Stars. And again, another opportunity here to dive into a Supercell game where you know the game is going to be supported and taken care of over time. Call of Duty Mobile is up next, and I have a soft spot in my heart for COD. I've played since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on console, and I get those vibes when I play COD Mobile, well, on my phone or on my tablet. This game is made extremely well. It's so much fun, and you could dive back into the game after a few months of not playing and not feel like you're left behind or like you have to grind. Man, I watch Johnny, JHC, another fellow YouTuber friend of mine, and I just always want to play the game after watching his videos. And it's just of him grinding, enjoying, and sharing information with us about the game. But it's so much fun. The game is so great, well-rounded, not pay to win, and one that you really can just dive into at any time and enjoy. Rise of Kingdoms. There is no better kingdom builder right now than Rise of Kingdoms on mobile. Pay to win? Possibly, but an open world, free to move game that has been established over time, 100%. I actually used to be sponsored by Rise of Kingdoms for about 2 years, over which time I made over 300 videos on the channel, many of which with my good friend Chischool Gaming, another Rise of Kingdoms creator. This game is well put together and in depth. And to mention even more than that, the game is fun to play and it stood the test of time. It already has that I'm gonna be around in the next 5 years stamp of approval. It's a really fun game that allows you to build up your civilization and then go to war with others. But remember, this game is brutal. If you decide to play it, make sure you form solid alliances so you have friends to protect you when you're being attacked. Now, Diablo Immortal is the game that I'm currently playing every single day and grinding every single day, to the point where I started a second YouTube channel called Echo Gaming Diablo, where I cover Diablo Immortal every single day. I love action RPGs, I love Diablo, so when Diablo Immortal came to the space, it was a no-brainer for me. This game is, in my opinion, one of the deepest, most established mobile games of all time. Is it perfect? No. Of course, no game is perfect. Diablo Immortal has those pay-to-win elements which everyone seems to get stuck on, but we gotta remember, we could play this game and enjoy it 100% even if we spend $0 inside of the game. Because me personally, I spend $5 a month on the Battle Pass and that is it. And I play for 1 to 3 hours per day, enjoying it every single time. If you like our action RPGs and you're looking for one that you could sink some time into, there is no other option, no better choice than Diablo Immortal. Now, we have to touch on MOBAs, of course, and I didn't mention any so far, but the MOBA of all the MOBAs that I've played on mobile, Arena of Valor has been my favorite, which may be a surprise to many of you. Mobile Legends Bang Bang, we have the Pokemon one, we have one for League of Legends as well, but this is the one that I choose. This is the one that I spent the most time playing, and this is the one that I enjoyed playing the most, even though it may not be the most popular. Apex Legends Mobile. I know it's another shooter, but it's another game from PC and console brought to mobile and done really well. Apex Legends is going to allow you to choose between different classes, all with different abilities, dropping into a battle royale world with your friends and taking down the objective-based modes that you have in front of you. The game looks and plays so well, and it's one that I've spent a bunch of time playing, and honestly, I wish I spent more. Now, I know I said this was a top 10 list, but we have to go over because there's another game or two that you have to know about. Bloons TD6 is one of them. I love tower defense games, and this is probably one of the best tower defense games on mobile. Now, this is not a free to download game. I believe it costs $5 or $6, but it is well worth it. This game looks great. It plays great. It's addicting, super fun, and it's fun for you to play not only by yourself, but also with your kids. Bloons TD6 is a ton of fun, and it's one that I tend to go back to as the months go on when I just want a fun, casual, sit down and enjoy a game type experience. You can't go wrong with this one. And number 12, my final bonus pick, is T3 Arena, another arena shooter which I spent a ton of time playing. I also have spent a lot of time playing Frag Pro Shooter, but this one just does a little bit better for me. It's a newer title that looks better, and it seems to take a bit more skill to do well inside of this one. Tons of different classes you could choose from, all with different abilities. They honestly gives me the Overwatch feel. A lot of people are playing this one. So what do you think, guys, of the list? If you liked it, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on the next one.